It is the silence which will produce a sound. Polyphony of voiceless birds does fade in solemn silence without causing echo. In high spheres suspended in the sky as fading silent anthem of dormant harmonies still hanging high and failing the eternity. The possibilities of wisdom of rejection as granted presence of the reflection of salvation by solving harmonies detached from solid ground in the uprooting twist of pending resolution of the still steaming mighty high in restless sky. The numbness of acoustic in the response to the request of mute awaiting for permission to participate in emancipated chorus by muffled echo of the exhausted breath, the only resonance provided by the thinning air, reducing gasping presence to the memories of sky in the highest spheres of atmospheric dissolution of salvation. Eternity of song was sung by witness not to be disclosed to anyone, but to the traveler of chain of mounting mountains, where step of Moses is still imprinted in the rock, in perfect stillness of the fleeting time, reducing dust to the evaporation of the stone, the presence of the call to reach the dimming far and not to drift away from anchoring yourself into the enchanting distance, to dim the future thoughts to petrifying silence by the reduction of the eternal space by measuring the steps of stumbling presence of the floating current, the current pace of life, the drift to shallow end is seeking to be merged with space and time in the elusive point of meeting of the future with the past. The silent sounds of birds, the polyphony of the voiceless presence of the eternity, the measure as a step to reach infinity by the rapidity of movement of the petrifying limb, the rushing presence of the romantic absence of the presence presented as itself in the reflection of the mirror, as Lenin once described as being crooked, creator of distortions. My friends, do join the silence chorus to intertwining modulations, adding voices. The major echo has a ringing vacuum drumming in the middle ear. It is the silence which will produce the sound. The silent anthem to the trembling stillness is presence of the surf in starry ocean. light of dimming moon, suspended from the sky, is soothing itching eyes in roundness of the face embraced by the surrounding presence of the darkness in the encircling circles of the sleepless nights. Responsive silence of repenting repetitions of the dismembered shadow, throwing into shade the remnants of the gesture of the pointing hand, which grasped oblivion in clasping iron grip, will silently advise reincarnated self. Fluidity of time will save the measure to reimburse in full remains of the stagnated waste of self by the conversion of the wasted land into the blooming grove, and give the resonating wall to wailing song of silence. The lullaby or whisper shall clarify your thoughts and put your doubts to rest, relieving the unrest of restless soul in search of a soulmate in wake for song of silent birds, which used to reverberate the firmament by the woe of silence. Elusive shadows of the slowly moving folk of life, the ghost of the unwanted gift, the question hanging high on the suicidal mission of constant repetition of the trick, still longing in the sky. In solemn attitude of the reflected corpse, surrounded by the dimming warm, less cold of screaming child of darkness suspended from the clouds in the uncertain equilibrium of piercing question, when never ever after ever come to greet a ray of sun, detached from firmament, malignant lack fermata of decision, repelling firmament, still hanging to the habit, bathing in the rays of steaming fog, the floating phantom, unmuffled by the limping lumps of falling dirt at the attachment point, in order just to rise again as a lament for happy morning mist is mourning roots of moving desert grass, of relentless detached from the attachment to the soil. The still of life, presented as itself in the constant stillness of the detected moment by the cognition of the human eye in the contest of context of presented liberty of form, reluctantly succumbing to the invented image presented as itself, yet realized as an outstanding message transmitted through the layers of the approaching end of time. The solemn shadow, the presence of the black mirror, is privacy fulfilled, incorporated into future. The touch of light, reflection of the body, the shadow in the shade of soul's unpenetrated depth, the quiet death of moan, the morning sound is muffled by the imprint of the face in depth of morning pillow.